Prime Minister claim the Energy East was cancelled because oil prices dropped. I have the letter here from TransCanada, the project's sponsor. It doesn't mention a word about oil prices, but it does say, quote, notwithstanding these efforts, there remains a substantial uncertainty around the scope, timing, and costs associated with the regulatory review of the projects. After completing its review of these factors and the associated costs and implicated with the regulatory process, they decided to withdraw the project. Did the Prime Minister not know that the reason that the project was cancelled was because of his regulatory obstacles? Or did he know, and did he mislead the House?
The Honourable Minister of the Natural Resources.
Mr. Speaker, there has been all kinds of commentary over the last 24 hours. And some of the commentary includes this comment by the C.D. Howe Institute: basic economics, not regulation, ended the Energy East pipeline, dethroned by the simple loss of its business case by the decline in global oil prices since 2014. Terence Corcoran, writing in the National Post this morning, said that economic realities killed the Energy East.
Before we go on to the Honourable Member for Carleton for the next question, I just want to remind the honourable members that I'm as interested in hearing the questions as I am the answers. And with the chatter going back, I'll call it chatter, going back and forth, I'm having a hard time. So if you can just take into consideration the Speaker's feelings and allow him to hear the questions and the answers. The honourable member for Carleton.
Well, this is what the company says. The existing and likely future delays resulting from the regulatory process, the associated costs, implications, and the increasingly challenging issues and obstacles facing the project has led the applicant to not proceed further with the project. That's the company. Now, the honourable member said yesterday, we won, they lost. Well, you know who won? The dictators in Saudi Arabia and Venezuela, who will continue to flood Canadian markets with their oil, but Canadian workers lost. Why is it that this government is on the side of foreign dictators and not Canadian workers?
The Honourable Minister of Natural Resources.
Mr. Speaker, I'm a little bit perplexed by this line of questioning. What does that imply? That there should not be a made-in-Canada regulatory process? That environmental standards should not be part of the Canadian regulatory position? That Indigenous partnership and meaningful consultation and accommodation should not be a part of the Canadian system? And by the way, why don't we talk about all the jobs that have been created by the pipelines approved by this government? Why don't we talk about Evraz in Regina, creating all of that steel to service those pipelines?
The honourable member for Carleton.
Well, Mr. Speaker, yesterday the government refused to answer whether or not the finance minister has been involved in discussions around the tax haven in Barbados. We learned this week through filings that had been quietly made by the company Morneau Chappelle that the finance minister's billion-dollar family business has set up a subsidiary in that tax haven, meaning that his company will only pay 2.5% tax on monies that are earned there, while small businesses will pay tax rates as high as 73% under the unfair Liberal tax changes. So, I ask again, has the finance minister absented himself from any discussions related to the tax haven in Barbados?
The Honourable
National Revenue.
Minister. We are taking action to fight tax avoidance and evasion. A historic amount of $1 billion from the past two budgets have shown the importance that we place on dealing with aggressive tax avoidance and tax evasion. Our plan is yielding results. We are on the right track to recover nearly $25 billion, Mr. Speaker. There have been 627 cases transferred to criminal investigation, 268 warrants conducted, 78 convictions. Let me be clear. The net is tightening.
Louis Saint Laurent.